Happy October, fire signs. Happy Halloween season. I got my Halloween festive shirt on for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and do the reading for what you guys can expect in October. As always, I will be posting the timestamps in the description below if you want to jump ahead to your sign. Okay, so I'm going to start first with Sagittarius. So let's go ahead and take a look, Sagittarius, at what theme we are working with in October. Love is all around. Nightingale. I love that. The song, that song Sing Sweet Nightingale from Cinderella. Is it Cinderella? Oh, I'm gonna get in so much trouble if I can't even remember which Disney movie it's from, but there's that song Nightingale. I think it's Cinderella. Anyway, it's coming into my head as I'm listening to this. So I'm getting like a kind of almost happy fairy tale type energy for you Sagittarians in October. We'll see what that is all about. Let me just do a quick recap to see what energy we were working with in September, what energy we're moving out of. Okay. Okay. So I have Eight of Pentacles, which is a card of really putting in a lot of hard work, doing a lot of self-work, focusing on your goals, really like nose to the grindstone kind of stuff. And then I also have nothingness, which to me could mean maybe you're putting in a lot of hard work and you didn't see any results, or maybe you're starting to have doubts because everything that you were doing, like you're not seeing any kind of feedback, you're not getting feedback, you're not seeing results, and so you're like in this place where you're wondering. This is also the Hierophant's energy, so this could be, you know, the Hierophant is very much about spiritual beliefs, teaching. But what I'm getting more from this is that like there may be some feelings of emptiness from September, or feelings of just self-doubt because maybe all this work you were putting in, you weren't really seeing any outcome. That's what I'm picking up on from September. Okay, so let me look more into the energies of September. Sensitivity. Okay, I want to pull some more cards, but I do just want to note that we have a lot of green going on this month for you Sagittarians, a lot of heart chakra. Okay, so working on the heart space. Let me see what and all that's about. I want to just pull a few tarot cards. Okay. A lot of the signs are getting these cards. It's interesting. We're getting a lot of repetition. Okay, so I am getting Judgment. Judgment is very much about seeing results. This is a card where you are waiting for an outcome, or for a decision to be made, or for something to happen, and this is like it's happening. You're going to see results. So whatever it is that you were waiting on last month, that you were feeling disappointed about or uncertain, I am seeing that you're going to get an answer or an outcome, or you're going to see some results this month, okay? It may not look like what you think it's going to look like. Again, this is the Hierophant. The 5 is the Hierophant, and it's also about our beliefs, tradition, and our belief system and structure. The Hierophant is also Taurus, so if any of you have a Taurus in your life, that may resonate with you, but it's definitely staying stuck in certain beliefs and value systems. But when the Hanged Man comes along, it's like you need to look at things differently though. So what I am seeing is you're going to see some kind of outcome or liberation or decision that is a reflection of all this, all that you've been working on in the past. It may not look like what you think it'll look like, but this is a good thing because it means you're going to have a new perspective. You're going to have a new way of seeing the world, and we all know Sagittarians love that. They love broadening their perspectives and looking at things from a higher perspective and looking at things differently. So you are going to see some results this month, but be prepared that it may not look like what you think it's going to look like, but that's okay. It's part of your self-growth. And we have new beginnings. So I am seeing that, you know, the hard work that we've been putting in, not only are you going to see some kind of outcome or result, but it is going to lead to new beginnings, perhaps travel and adventure, a new sense of self. It's really going to be about personal growth for you, Sagittarius. But again, releasing your expectations. It might not come in the form or shape that you want it to, but it is leading to self-growth and new opportunities and travel, possibly for some of you. All right, so let me get a theme card to go with that. it. Award. Accept your well-earned praise. So yeah, for some of you, you may literally, you know, your outcome that you're waiting for may literally be an award. It's definitely going to be recognition of all the hard work you've been putting in, okay? It could be a person that's coming back into your life, but you're definitely going to see results, and really embrace it, okay? Like take the time to, because I know Sagittarians are very action oriented, like take the time when this award comes, take the time to really soak it in and appreciate it before you move on to the next thing. Like allow yourself to bask in the sunlight of what you brought about from all your hard work, and give yourself that recognition, okay, Sagittarius? So we're definitely seeing something coming through for you, which is, you know, leading to a fresh start or a new beginning. Okay, so I still have this card, which I haven't quite pieced together yet. So let me see what that's about. Sensitivity. What are you being sensitive to? Everything serves a purpose, so. Okay, so with this, I am getting, you may have been taking on a lot. You may be doing so much work over the last few months that you've been taking on a lot. So what I'm getting with this is being aware of your body, taking the time out, like I said with this, to really appreciate how far you've come, to really process everything that you want. Nine of Cups is a card of desires. So really taking the time to think about what you want, and also not taking on too much. Don't be so focused on achievement and success and go, go, go that you aren't appreciating the present moment. So what I am getting with this sensitivity is really not just embracing the present moment, but indulging in the present moment, like savoring it. The present moment is sacred. It is where you have your greatest power. It is the only place where you have power to create. So what I'm getting from this is, you know, when good things come into your life, or even when good things haven't come into your life yet, really embracing the present moment, being hypersensitive to the world around you, to the people around you, and just savoring that, okay? Savoring that present moment. Don't take on too much or be so focused on outside accomplishments that you're not embracing the present moment, okay? So that's what I'm getting from that card. So let me close out your reading, Sagittarius, with a Moonology card. Yeah, and that's what this is about too. Love is all around. Just being in the present moment and appreciating everyone in your life. Sagittarius, new moon in Sagittarius. Love is on your side. Okay, so whether it is career or whether it's relationships, for some of you, I am seeing that you're going to see results in relationships. If you are waiting on someone to give you an answer, or if you were fighting with someone, there's going to be some kind of conflict resolution. So I am seeing for some of you, October is going to be about finally receiving recognition in your personal relationships, right? Love has a lot to do with love. But then for some of you that are more career focused at the moment, I am seeing that focusing on the people that are helping you. Again, this is not being so focused on yourself that you aren't sensitive to those around you, because they are a part of your success. So for those of you that are more career oriented, when you do see this outcome arrive, making sure that you are appreciating the people that helped to get you there. Okay, so again, being in the present moment and recognizing the people that have helped to get you to where you are. So that is what I'm seeing for Sagittarius in October. Let me go ahead and move on to Aries. Okay, Aries, what is our overall theme for October? Time for a deep dive. Okay, I'm going to pull some more cards before I elaborate more on that. Definitely getting reflection, self-reflection. I'm going to look at the past. Let's just see what we had going on in September, what energies we're moving out of. Okay. All right, so I have the Devil and I have the Sun. The source. So what I'm seeing in September, we may have been doing some shadow work. We may have been taking a look at our ego drives. We may have been looking at some of our addictions, some of the areas where we have too high of expectations of things, or where we're not seeing things clearly because we're in an ego space and not the space of the soul or the higher self. So I am seeing we may have done a lot of shadow work last month. The sun is also about the self. It's about the ego. So I'm also seeing we may have been very self-focused last month, focused only on ourselves, again, because we were doing shadow work possibly, or looking at our addictions or things that are holding us back. So I am getting a little bit of a heavy energy from September. Like we may have really eliminated certain bad patterns, not to say bad patterns, but like negative or toxic patterns from our lives, behavioral patterns or habits. So definitely some heavy work that you may have done in September. And I'm seeing that it's a time for healing. October is really a time to release and let go and to reflect on those things. So let me pull a card for the energies we're moving into in October. We have control. So what I'm getting from this is like taking control of your life. I am getting, which is all about, because the devil, when it comes to our desires and addictions and behavioral patterns, you know, especially our addictions, we may think that we're indulging in something because it's what we really want, but really we're not in control. The ego is in control. Our carnal, animalistic, human desires are in control, not our higher self. So what I'm seeing is that we are now taking back control over our life, doing what's healthy for us, doing what's right for us, and letting go of some of those negative patterns, okay? Let me pull a few tarot cards to go with this. Okay. So we have Knight of Cups, which is a card of compassion and healing. So to me, this is being compassionate towards yourself, whatever it is that we were working on last month, not being judgmental towards yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. King of Cups is very compassionate and understanding and patient. And so I'm seeing that you need to be this way with yourself, or if you had a loved one that was going through some addictions last month and you were helping them, again, I'm seeing that this is going to be a healing time for both of you, and just being compassionate towards yourself for what you're going through, right? That's like time for reflection and healing. I also have Nine of Pentacles. This is a card of someone who is very independent. This is a woman who is very independent. She may be an entrepreneur. She's very successful in her career, very focused on herself. She's building stability for herself. She's living this life of ease and luxury because she's done the work to really put this in. So what I'm seeing here, this may represent two individuals. If you're a man, this may be you, and this may be a woman that you're in a relationship with, whether it's your daughter or if it's a romantic partner. If you are a female, this could be you, and this may be a man that's been helping you or who has been helpful to you by giving you compassion and patience for what you're going through. But both of these energies could just be you if you're watching, right? And you're embodying this. You're embodying both this sense of healing and compassion, as well as inner strength and perseverance and prioritizing yourself. So take whichever one of those messages resonates to your current situation. And here we have the Star, which is very much a card of healing. This is letting you know that spirit is on your side. They're helping you through this. You're not alone. You have support around you, and just surrender to the process. So even though we are taking control, this is taking control more of our inner state of being, taking control over our desires and our ego drives, and getting in touch with our higher self and what they're wanting to accomplish here, and spending some time in reflection, okay? So let me pull another theme card to go with this. Be your own best friend. Okay, so I'm definitely getting a self-love message coming through as well with this Knight of Cups. I'm getting to really take care of yourself and nurture yourself and prioritize well-being. Sometimes, you know, self-love, the message of self-love can sometimes be self-indulgent, and there's a difference between being indulgent and allowing yourself to just have whatever you want versus loving yourself enough to set healthy boundaries and restrictions, to do things that are good for you, not just in the moment, but later as well. It's sometimes it's sacrificing the momentary pleasure for the long-term gain. So I'm seeing that Aries is kind of working on discipline this month. We are moving out of the, perhaps addiction or ego state of last month, and we are learning to take control of our lives and doing things that are healthy for us and good for us. And we're spending time in reflection and doing that healing, but being sure that you're being compassionate with yourself and patient, okay? Be your own best friend. So some heavier energies for Aries, but it's making you guys stronger, okay? So October is definitely going to be a month where you're going to become stronger, and just have faith in yourself and in the universe that you're being supported. So let me close out with Moonology card. Believe in the impossible. All right, so I definitely am getting the Aries warrior energy, that you guys are like fighting your battles this month. You've been fighting them last month and you're continuing them this month, whether they're in the external physical world or the internal world. I'm getting that you're fighting your battles, but you're going to be successful. You're going to be okay. You're going to be stronger when you come out of it, and believe in the impossible and know that spirit is on your side and you're being looked after, okay? So don't worry, Aries, everything will be okay. Just hang in there. You will be stronger for it. Moving on now to Leo. How you doing, Leos? Let's see what energy we're working with in October. Ooh, scarab beetle. Magic works through you. Okay. So let me do a quick recap of September. See what energies we're moving out of. Okay, I'm getting a lot of mental energy from September. So Page of Swords is about defensiveness, being overly defensive, perhaps being too much in an energy of pride. What it also could be about is learning to communicate your needs, setting healthy boundaries, communicating your needs in relationships. This is definitely a card where, it's not an easy, free-flowing communication card. It indicates communication challenges. So again, whether it's sticking up for yourself in situations or whether it's, overcoming defensiveness and learning how to swallow your pride, either way, we were doing some intellectual communication battle, so to speak, in September. We were sharpening those communication skills. And I'm seeing here also 8 of Swords. So we may have gotten into some arguments with people that we love, or we may have felt what is this image that I'm getting, like uncared for, or that we weren't being supported. I'm definitely just getting conflict here from the month of September in our interpersonal relationships. So whether it was you that was maybe being overly defensive, or whether it was someone else that was really taking you for granted and you were having to communicate your own needs and boundaries, I am seeing that we were working on our communication skills last month. Okay, so let me pull some cards to see what we're now moving into in the month of October. All right, we have Hydrate. We also have 33, which is an angel number. Definitely all about creativity and self-expression. This is a card of nurturing yourself, doing some healing. So with this, I'm seeing that there may have been whatever conflict may have come up in your life last month. I'm seeing that now it's time to kind of reflect on that and do some healing. Like, it may have been a little bit jarring. There may have been a little bit shocking, but whatever it was, taking some time to really reflect on that and reflect on the situation and what happened, what the other person said, what you said, and how it contributed, and just kind of doing some healing is what I'm seeing. Let me get a few tarot cards to elaborate on that. We have like so many repeat cards coming through. It's crazy. So we have Page of Swords again. This has happened in almost all of my other zodiac sign readings where we've had double cards. So Page of Swords. So this is, to me, is we're still working on our communication skills. We're learning how to perhaps not be so defensive, how to listen to what the other person is saying without feeling the need to always justify ourselves and our behavior. This is practicing active listening is what I'm getting for some reason. Active listening, and setting healthy boundaries as well. So communication. What I'm seeing with this is taking some time out, before we engage in our conversations with other people, taking some time out to think about how we want to word things, right? Don't be so impulsive and just fly off the handle, or just, you know, initiate a conversation with someone because you are irritated or you have something to say without thinking about what it is that you're wanting to say. So taking some time out for reflection, right? This is like nurturing, going within, taking some time out to think about what you want to say before you say it. This is also a card of letting go. So this may mean for some of you, whatever conflict you're experiencing last month, for some of you, it may have been too much and you may realize that that person just can't be in your life. So for some of you, this may be letting go of relationships that aren't good for you, that are toxic, okay? So for some of you that may resonate. If it doesn't, then don't take it. But for some of you, I'm seeing you may need to leave some connections behind. And for others of you, I'm seeing it's just working on your communication skills and being more mindful of how you're communicating and taking the time to listen to the other person. Doesn't mean you can't present your own point of view, but doing it in a way that is a little bit more sensitive to the person's needs, okay? And not taking other people for granted. You know, appreciating the people that you have in your life. And if you feel that you are the person who's being taken for granted, again, it may be time to walk away. All right, it may be time to walk away. So I'm seeing that some of you may have been on the one end of a situation where you are being taken for granted and someone's not treating you right and it's time to walk away. And then for some of you, I'm seeing that you may have been on the other end of that situation where you may have been a little bit harsh with someone else, or you may have been super defensive, and now we're working on our communication skills. So whichever side of the coin you find yourselves on, there's no judgment there. We're all learning, we're all human. So do what you think is right for you. And for some of you, you know, thinking before you speak. And for those of you that doesn't resonate with, this may be leaving behind relationships that are toxic and no longer good for you. But because this is our overall card for October, I am seeing that what we're learning in terms of how we communicate our needs is a part of your life path, a part of your journey, because it's making you stronger. It's making you a stronger leader, because Leos are leaders. Leo is a sign of leadership, right? You guys are great role models and examples for other people. You are responsible, you are loyal. And so whatever this conflict is that we're resolving, I'm seeing it's happening for a reason, because it's making you a stronger leader. Okay, so let me get a theme card. Another theme card to go with that. Flower. Pluck the weeds and plant the seeds of your most magnificent expression. Okay, I love this. So I feel like this is for those of you that were in toxic situations, you know, letting go of people that are getting in your way, or that doesn't sound very compassionate, that weren't really in alignment with who you are. So that is what pluck the weeds means. Some of the people that may not be good for you may not need to be in your life anymore because they were creating all of this conflict. And then for those of you that may have been the cause of the conflict, it's for you, plucking the weeds is sharpening your communication skills, right? Some of your old communication styles, such as getting defensive or flying off the handle or being overly critical, those are the weeds that are perhaps overgrowing now, that aren't working. And so it's sharpening your communication skills and being more mindful and taking time to really think before you communicate and to reflect on the right effective way to communicate, again, because we're sharpening our leadership skills. So I'm seeing communication is at the forefront of that. So plucking those weeds, okay? Know what isn't working anymore. You guys know what isn't working anymore, and it's time to do some cleanup. All right, so let me close out that reading with a final message. I love it. A win-win outcome is forecast, Libra. So I love this because this is very much about balance and equality and fairness. That is the season we are in right now. We are in Libra season. So I am seeing an emphasis for you, Leos, on your relationships, like learning how to communicate in a way where there is a win-win outcome, where both parties feel seen and heard, where their mutual respect is maintained afterwards. And for those of you that were in toxic situations where you know that no win-win outcome can be achieved, then it's time to walk away. But for those of you that were in a situation where you do value that person and they are an important part of your life, it's just working on our communication skills so that both parties feel cared about and valued. And this is a part of what it means to be a leader, Leo, okay? It's learning how to communicate with people, how to manage people, how to manage people's expectations, how to communicate your needs in a way where the other person still feels valued. All right, so that is Leo. That is the fire signs. I hope you guys found that helpful. Have a wonderful month and a very happy Halloween. Thanks for watching. Bye.